So 3 of the common positions that we find ourselves falling into with prolonged sitting include the flexion fault, where we are rounded forward, the extension fault, where we are arched backwards, and the side slouch, where we are leant to one side. Some of the common issues that we find with the flexion fault are the forward head posture, the rounded shoulders, the rounded spine, the inability to contract and use the core muscles that support the spine, the inability to contract the glute muscles that help us stabilise the pelvis into a good position, and then also we see posterior tilt of the pelvis where the pelvis tilts backwards and creates a flattening of the lower back. If we stay in those faulty positions for prolonged periods, this can lead to reduced range of motion, tight restricted muscles, an inability to breathe from the diaphragm, so we become chest breathers, which can cause stress on the body, numbness and tingling down the arms due to compressing the nerves that come from the neck and go down the shoulders. We can also get neck pain and headaches. On average, our head weighs 10 pounds for every inch forward we are. We double that weight. So that can put a lot of compression, a lot of shear force on the joints in the neck. And then lower back pain is a very common one with these faulty positions. Some of the common issues that we find with the extension fault include a pinching of the facet joints that are found in the spine. As we extend backwards, we compress those joints and that can cause pain. Disc degeneration is another common one associated with that position. Another one would be anterior tilt, which is an increased curve in the lower back. We want a nice, a normal curve in that lower spine, but we don't want it to be overextended. Another one would be tight muscles. Quite often we'll find the hip flexors get really tight because we're stuck in this shortened position. And what happens then is the abdominal muscles and the glute muscles tend to switch off and they'll stop working. As a result of that, when we stand up and go about our day-to-day activities, we will find that those core muscles are still not working, so the larger muscles have to then do the prime mover role and the stabilisation role. So they're trying to do two roles in one, and that can cause dysfunction, and we can get more and more into this faulty posture. And then because these big muscles are having to do the role of moving the body and stabilising the body, they show their discontent through stiffness, tension, and quite often will result in pain. So the final position that we often find ourselves in is the side slouch position. When your body gets fed up of being in the flexion position, and that's causing pain and discomfort, and it's also getting pain and discomfort from extension, you'll probably find that you'll want to go to the side and you'll get some relief from being in this position initially. That will start to cause its own imbalances and asymmetries, and you might find that when you are in the stud position as a result of this, you start getting one hip being higher, one shoulder maybe becoming higher. You could also find that one of the feet starts to turn outwards like a duck position. And then also another one that's quite common is you'll see you'll favour one side when you're doing the squatting. And then all of these positions that we've talked about is your body trying to find some stability, a suitable shape for you to stay in for prolonged periods. The problem is, it's okay in the short term, but whenever we're in these positions for prolonged periods, that's where we can find problems. So what we want to do is unwind all that dysfunction and tension through some of the techniques that we're going to talk about in future videos, so that we can get into that nice position where you're going to be comfortable working for prolonged periods. So that was a brief overview of some of the common issues found with prolonged sitting.